I loved Queens of the Ring because it's a great story that I think a lot of people can relate to. We've all got a void somewhere in our lives that we wish we could fill. And right from the start, you're rooting for Rose to win back her son's heart.
Sure, she made mistakes, but that's what life is all about, are the relationships that we have, especially if it's your child.
I loved this movie. It was great. Not only was it about sports entertainment, something I obviously love very much, but it was about finding yourself and growing and developing as a person.
All the characters with their different stories, you can not only get behind them, at the end, everybody gets something.
These girls aren't supposed to know the answers. They've got to go through a journey. And the ring and the wrestling is their journey.
And that scene in the movie where the old lady wrestlers come back, it makes you realize once they turn the tables on them, you start to realize that there's always something to learn from somebody. I'm constantly learning every day.
You know, we think we know it all until even Mae Young, she would still, at her age, teach us something new. Like, girls, this is how you punch. No matter their age, they could still always kick your butt.
I mean, they end up going up against a big Mexican team, and they don't win, but they really do win because they learn a lot about themselves and they become better people, which is kind of really what life is all about when you think about it.
If you're just like any other girl on the street, why would people want to watch you? And having a character is everything. You have to make yourself seem and be larger than life, even if you feel you're not.
Whether it's with movements, whether it's the way you talk, the way you dress, pyrotechnics, music, you name it, everything goes into grabbing attention and making people want to see you.
If you don't have any of that and you don't have a character and the crowd doesn't connect with you, then you're nothing.
C'est pas vrai, c'est quoi cette musique?
Bah quoi? Ça te chante Maison dans la prairie, tu connais pas? Avec Laura Ingalls, elle descend la colline avec sa chaude-sœur, puis elle va se casser la gueule parce qu'elle va...
Je me caille de Laura Ingalls! Back in the day, there was no music for the wrestlers to come out. And I can't imagine doing that today because for me, to hear the music start, that's the beginning of the presentation, the pageantry, the showmanship.
Even the girls' boss at Happy Market knows how important characters are.
L'Alsace est à l'honneur cette semaine chez Happy Market et nous avons avec nous une invitée exceptionnelle, Muriel Robin. Alors, ma chère Muriel, que pensez-vous de ces saucisses alsaciennes?
Eh ben, elles sont succulentes, pur pas. J'en prendrais bien 3 tonnes.
Good characters are the sizzle that sells the steak.
A character will make the audience laugh. A character will make the audience cry. People get mad. The worst thing that can happen to you is when people are sitting on their hands.
I see that Calamity Jess is definitely a Bella Twin fan. She did our entrance, the backflip in the ring, and hey, I can't blame the girl for wanting to have a little Bella in her entrance.
You can see the girls progress throughout the movie as they went from either boring or screwing up an entrance to putting on that show, making it WWE size.
The girls were able to do all of that and take all these different elements and find their own characters. Each one of them was different. You saw in the movie how the girls went out and got Richard the Lionheart to train them. My Richard the Lionheart was a guy named Mike Hollow, and I was very, very lucky to come across him and have him as a coach because he knew what it took to become a WWE superstar.
Someone like a Lance Storm taught me how to do ring work, sharp as a T, and nail it every time. And someone like a Pat Patterson would help me with the presentation of being a star and looking the part.
I was always the one, you know, in the plays at school, and I was just very theatrical. And so being athletic and theatrical, and then coming from this long line of, you know, wrestling greatness, it was a natural fit for me. And the very first day I started training was in my grandfather's basement.
When I decided to become a sports entertainer, a professional wrestler, I searched the internet, and I found that there was a school in Paterson, New Jersey by Iron Mike Sharp. Interesting, I saw him before on the television. So I sold my Vespa, packed my things, jumped on the plane and landed in the United States of America and started training with Iron Mike Sharp.
Dr. Tom Pritchard, Steve Kern, and the amazing Dusty Rhodes. Dr. Tom helped Brie and I with our entrance. And Steve Kern really helped Brie and I in the ring. He brought that toughness out in Brie and I. And what Steve helped us with and what Dr. Tom helped us with, Dusty kind of put that all in one and brought everything out in us. And without those three, the Bella Twins definitely wouldn't be who they are today.
Ça, trop épaisse, ça va pas, non? Eh, je suis bouchère, je suis pas crêpière.
Ça va, ça va.
Oh,
Ouais, oh.
autre chose?
Non,
Suivant.
merci.
Au revoir.
I have worked in a supermarket. I was a cashier, much like the ladies, in a discount grocery store.
I was working in a job that I really was not enjoying and I wasn't fulfilled. So I decided to give my dream a shot.
And they said, Santino, what are you going to do with your life? And I said, I'm going to be a wrestler. And they started laughing.
I've been in the WWE for almost 6 years, and I feel more confident than I've ever felt in my life. When we're in a match on Raw, it's in front of millions of people. So we get knocked down, we gotta get right back up. It just builds this confidence that you feel like you could conquer the world.
I was always wanting to be the center of attention. I always wanted to stand out. I always wanted to be the person that everybody wanted to be, everyone wanted to be around and watch.
I just knew there had to be more. And when I signed that contract with WWE and I drove all the way across country with my twin sister, I knew the moment I took that first bump on the mat that I made the right decision.